Hello, it's me, Pastor Alex again. I know you thought I was away. Well, I was away, but I'm back again. The subject today is our beloved Super Eagles, and this is part 2. So I'm going to write on the writing board. Well, I don't have the best writing in the world, but I'm going to write it anyway. Our beloved Super Eagles. What's the topic? The topic is called Our Beloved Super Eagles Part 2. Part 2. Thank God I went to school. I know how to read and write. Okay, right now, I want to say that that the Super Eagles team that played against Argentina in the group stages of the previous World Cup, they were good, but their tactics was really wrong. I'm going to tell you why the tactics of the Super Eagles was really wrong in that previous World Cup. The reason why the tactics of the Super Eagles was wrong is because obviously the Super Eagles were too laid back and they were too timid in that game. And the Argentines, not the Argentinians, the Argentines, they took advantage of having so much possession of the ball. So it's like Argentina dominated the first half and they scored the first goal. But to my greatest surprise, as a Super Eagle fan, it's like as Argentina scored the first goal, suddenly the Super Eagles, they woke up and they equalized instantly, immediately. So that tells me that Nigeria, the Super Eagles here, they had a lot in their locker. So they got the tactics wrong. So basically what I'm trying to say is having to wait for the Argentines to score first and then you come back and you equalize, I don't think it should be that way. The way football goes these days, it's all about the 3 points. So if Nigeria had the capabilities and the qualities to beat Argentina, you shouldn't be laid back. You should just go for the win from the beginning. So they got their tactics wrong. And obviously, because we're looking at our beloved Super Eagles, the reason why I'm talking about tactics right now, Nigeria versus Argentina, I'm here to say that because Nigeria didn't qualify for, what's it called again, the African Nations Cup, sometimes they get the tactics wrong. You know, you can have the best team in the world, but if the tactics ain't right, then you don't expect to win the games. It's all about adaptation. It's all about the instructions that have been given to the players. So at the end of the day, the tactics in a match is very important. Okay, look at me as an individual. Obviously, they know me all over the world as Pastor Alex, the preacher. They know me as a teacher. They know me as a footballer. But if you see the way I'm dressed today, obviously I'm wearing an overcoat, I'm wearing a jumper inside. But if you look at my scarf, I've got a scarf inside, a green and white scarf. I don't know if you can see that scarf. That's a Super Eagle scarf. That's to show my dedication to the team. That's to show my emotions to the team. That's to show my concern. That's to show that I care for the Super Eagles. So I'm even going to step further. Even when I walk around the street, I'm proud to be a Super Eagles fan. So it's like when things go well for the Super Eagles, we all rejoice. We all celebrate. This is more or less like an emblem. It's got significance. But when things go wrong, we are all disappointed. So this is a subject that I could have swept underneath the carpet and I could have been like anybody else, like any other fan around the world. But I chose not to be that way. I chose to highlight this, and I chose to share my concern with the rest of the world. Why? Because I am a dedicated fan of the Super Eagles. Here, I got it written, I said, teams and countries are not scared of the Super Eagles anymore. You know, before, it's like when teams are playing, when countries, let me use the word countries. It's like before, when countries are playing against Nigeria, it's like 2 weeks prior to the match here, they're concerned, they're worried. They're thinking about the big names that Nigeria's got in their squad. You know, it's like the actual countries, they've actually lost the bout before the bout itself actually takes place. They're nervous. They know they're going to be in a game. They know against the Super Eagles, the quality of the skill is immense. They know the game's going to be physical. They know they're going to be in a battle. That's how it used to be. But look at it today. Little countries, when they hear of Super Eagles, they're even more determined. They're really anxious. They want to play. They're not scared anymore. So the fear factor, it's got to be said, over the years, the fear factor has gone out of the Super Eagles squad. The teams are not scared anymore. Everybody wants to flex their muscles against the Super Eagles, and that's the truth. I mean, I'm talking about little countries like Burkina Faso. I'm talking about little countries, little footballing countries like South Africa and the Congo. They've all come a long way. And these teams are very hungry. So maybe the Super Eagles took these countries like Burkina Faso, South Africa, Congo for granted. But you can't anymore. Because the Super Eagles have achieved over the years, and these little footballing nations, they're hungry. They want to achieve as well. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a battle. There's no more easy matches out there, but on whatever continent, in Europe, in Africa, whatever it is. So if the Super Eagles are taking it lightly, and they're overlooking certain countries and thinking, well, we don't really have to take this country seriously, look at what happened. Look at the outcome. We all have to suffer now, isn't it? And you know, I gotta say, when I watch the Super Eagles play, I got to be honest with you, they're good players, but some of them play like they don't even know each other. You know, I don't see the chemistry. There's something called chemistry. There has to be chemistry between the players. But when they play like they don't even know each other. I mean, the days has gone past when an individual like Pelé or Diego Maradona, they can win the game all by themselves. These days it's a team game. Sometimes in the modern game, you could even play the game without even the ball. It becomes like a psychological game. And I don't see that in the Nigerian team. I don't see it. I say majority of the team play for different clubs in different leagues. There's no Nigerian player at the moment that plays for Real Madrid. There's no Nigerian player that plays for Barcelona. But before, we used to have the likes of Nigerian players playing for Arsenal, playing for big teams all over Europe. But it doesn't happen anymore. We used to have Nigerian players playing for Everton, Champions League sides, getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. These things matter. So if you're not competing on these kind of club levels, when you're going to compete for your country, it's going to show. The proof is going to be there because you're not used to competing on the highest level. So sometimes it's hard to come to play for your country and performing on the highest stage when you're not used to playing in most Nigerian players, they play in the Champions League, obviously, but there's a difference between playing in the first stages of the Champions League, and there's a difference playing in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, the semi-finals, and the final. You know, big teams like Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they're always there. in the Champions League final. So Nigeria don't have those kind of players anymore. Chelsea, Nigeria don't have those kind of players anymore. And this is part of the reason why the national team suffers. You know what I mean? It's very difficult. The last video I made, when I said Nigeria was going to win the World Cup, I made a relevant point. When I said the Super Eagles, their game is too compact. They always try to get through the middle. And you know, that's like archaic, ancient football. You know, this is the modern era. The only way you can break down defenses these days, one of the greatest weapons in football, in the modern era of football, is crosses. And the Super Eagles, I keep on saying this thing, we don't have wingers. What happened to the dribbling type of wingers? The Ryan Giggses of this world. The Friday Lahos of this world. The Chris Waddles of this world. We need wingers. We need shape to get the crosses in. If you don't feed the strikers, how are they going to score? So I'm always looking at these kind of issues, and I'm always looking at these kind of things, and these are relevant points of why the Super Eagles never got there. You think about it. Nigeria used to be the fourth. Sorry, it's not showing, but no, the fourth, but it's not showing. Nigeria used to be the fourth best team in the world. The fourth best team in the world. Can you imagine? So there was teams like Italy, Germany, ahead of Nigeria, and a couple of others. But I mean, in the football rankings today, where's Nigeria? I can't even think of where Nigeria is today. So how did we go from being the fourth best team in the world to not qualifying for the African Nations Cup? I have to watch my language here, but it's not healthy. It's really not healthy. But you know, the only piece of encouragement I can give the Nigerian fans around the world is that Nigeria will bounce back from this little dilemma that they're going through at the moment. They have to bounce back because the Nigerian population, the Nigerian fans, they are very demanding. And they are a very forgiving country. So I know Nigeria will bounce back from this little dilemma, but at the moment, the truth has got to be told. It hurts. You know, the other day I went to one of the stadiums in, I think it was Fulham. I went to Fulham Stadium in London and I was watching the live game and I was saying to myself, I've realized that Nigerian fans, they don't even go to the stadiums no more. You know, Nigeria needs their fans. The football team, they need the support behind them. I'm not talking about social media support. Anyone can go on Facebook and say, I love Nigeria. Anyone can go on Facebook or what's the next one? Vivo or what's the next one? YouTube and put a comment there. I love Nigeria. But that's not enough. If you really, really love Nigeria, buy a ticket. But the stadium needs to be packed. The Nigerian stadiums like in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, in Kanu, in Calabar, in Aba, in Enugu, Rangers, they used to be intimidating players. They used to be intimidating, sorry, excuse my language. They used to be intimidating places to go to for the simple, sheer fact that Nigerians are passionate supporters. We love the sport. So like I said, supporting the Super Eagles on social media is not enough. And it will never be enough. If you know you love your nation, if you know you love your football team, your football national team, physically go there, take your kids there. And that's why I titled this, the theme, Our Beloved. Super Eagles, if you love them, go there physically. Beloved, beloved, beloved. You're saying you love the Super Eagles and you're never there. If they win, you're delighted. If they lose, you don't even care. That's That's not being passionate.